Right, how's it going, everybody? This is Ismortah, and this evening I have some more YuGiOh Duel Links action to share with you. If you haven't caught any of my streams, and last week, back from vacation, just completed the beta build for Elementers, which I'm excited to share, which you can get more information on shadowbalancegames.com. And really ready to get back into the Twitch streaming schedule. So I'll be sharing with you the last deck that I had from last quarter, which is my Yubel deck, to share with you guys. And then in the future, I do have some new decks that I'm working on, which I have sort of built, but I need to test them out to see if the combos work. But I have other decks that'll be next in the lineup, including Metaphyse, maybe Constellar, Element Saber / Element Lord, and just think, was there another one? Let's take a look and see. But yeah, so that would be in the works. But what I want to talk about this evening is I want to share my Yubel deck and how that works, as well as go into this new area zone that came out, I want to say 1 or 2 weeks ago. YuGiOh Dark Dimension. I think I'm probably butchering it. Let me check right quick. Is that hard to, yeah, Dark Dimension. Anyway, before I get started, let me just check Twitch audio, then we'll get into it. 1 sec. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Alright, I think it's good. Alright, cool. So what you see on the screen here, this is the new zone, Dark Dimension. Actually, let me just get into it to make sure I'm reading it correctly. I think it was a little more than Dark Dimension. It's hard to read here. God, I can't read that. Something of dimensions. I honest to God cannot read that. I know it's like Dark Dimension. It's based on the movie that came out. I haven't seen it, but I actually heard it's really cool, and my friends and my brother do recommend. Which looks like, as you can read here from Seto Kaiba's story, is this is what created this game we're playing right now. He created the system of dual links to potentially duel against anybody, anywhere, as long as you create a neural connection, and then with that connection, create this whole virtual world to play the game, which is cool because, like, I didn't think that Duel Links was even something. I thought it was just a made-up name for an application that people came up with this idea so you could play all these different Yu-Gi-Oh series together. So it's pretty cool. So Seto's the first character you get, and if you logged in during the launch event last week, you also got some really cool cards with some really cool animations, including Blue Eyes, White Dragon, Dark Magician, and it's like they are like hands down the best animations for those cards. But yeah, so I'm interested in getting more into this series and seeing what it's all about. I'm sorry, this is the wrong Seto Kaiba. Also, that's level 31. This is what I'm talking about. I'm currently stage level 7, yep, and level 23. And I've noticed the new characters in this series, it looks like their max level is 30, whereas other characters' max level is 45. So I don't know if they plan on increasing it in the future, or if they just change the algorithm to level, like maybe so I don't know. I'm not sure the motivation behind that, but I do agree that it took a long-ass time to even level like Arcana to max level, so who knows. Maybe it'll make it easier because there's so many characters. And right now there is a dual quest going on, as well as this cool interaction with the unknown Duelist, which I guess is one of the characters from the movie of Dark Dimension, which is honestly one of the coolest avatars that I've seen, which is this avatar right here. She is pretty cool. I love her voice. And yeah, that'd be cool if in the future you can unlock to play as her, because she's pretty tight. Alright. I mean, that's really just a nutshell. Like, all you have to do is just log into it and just explore it, just like the other series that came out, like 5DS and fuck, what's the other one? GX. So yeah, check it out. Cool shit. But so let me get into what I want to show you tonight is my Yubel deck. I was thinking about showing you also the Vampire deck, but I had shown that in the very first stream that I did for Duel Links and had that part of the description, so I don't think I need to go over that twice. So I just want to go over the Yubel deck this evening. Alright. If you hear a grumbling in the background, it's my dishwasher. I totally forgot that, hey, I should have run the dishwasher the same night that I'm doing my stream, so hopefully there's no background noise, or at least everything else is louder than the dishwasher. Alright. So, we want to switch this to the normal Yugs. Actually, no, we don't want to do that at all. We want to go to GX. Because that is where... Yeah, there she is. My girl, or guy, or both. Them. Because this deck that she has is actually not only thematically one of my most fun to play with, but it's actually also one of my top decks that I use, period. Because it has the capability to handle every situation practically. You can get rid of every back row card, you can destroy any card in play, you can punish people that have creatures more powerful than yours and kill them with it, as well as you can swing in and do what I call a Zerg rush if there's nothing in play and sweep in with a OTK. So I'll go into how this works in a nutshell, and then go card by card how they work and weave in the strategy, and then as usual, then play 1 or 2 games so you can see strategy in action. So I called this deck Yubel Shadow Flame, which was a homage to, I believe it was Tekken 5 that had that old man that had Shadow Flame, and how I themed this deck and built it, I'm using all dark or fire monsters, so it just fit Yubel Shadow Flame. And it really tells what the deck is. It's the fact that it's half shadow, well, it is shadow, half dark, half fire, and the core combo you're going through is the engine to get out Yubel, which you shall see. And it is a Fireking deck with Yubel that also splash some other dark monster support, which I'll show, as well as Pyro Rex as late game punch also. Alrighty. So I'll talk about the I may talk about this in a chunk. So the first card I have is Yubel the Ultimate Nightmare. This is just to complete the combo for Yubel. So let me work a little bit backwards. So I have 3 of the normal card Yubel, because this is the card you need first to start the combo. Because how the combo works, part of the engine is when if this card gets destroyed, you could bring this Terra Incarnate out. If Terra Incarnate gets destroyed, you can bring out the Ultimate Nightmare. Now Yubel, I never actually ever play the card. What I do is I destroy this card in my hand to then bring out Terra Incarnate. Terra Incarnate is 0/0, but Naturally, that's when people call me, which I'm not going to answer. But any damage that you take at all gets reflected back to the opponent, and you take 0. In addition, at the end of each of my turns, he'll destroy, or she, every card and destroy every creature in play, including mine, which is important to note because I combo off that as well. Not only killing the opponent's stuff, but destroying my stuff as well. Yubel, the Ultimate Nightmare, is put into play when the Incarnate is destroyed. This is similar. If you take any damage, it's reflected back, but also it loses the ability to destroy creatures in play, but gains the ability that if it attacks, any damage is also converted to 0. You destroy the creature you attacked, and then whatever the attack was of that creature, regardless if it was an attack mode or defense mode, gets dealt to the defender. So I would cycle between either Ultimate Nightmare or Incarnate based on, am I trying to clear the field of a threat, or so I can Zerg Rush in to win, or do I want to bring in Ultimate Nightmare to just punish someone to having a really powerful thing in attack position. The reason why I only have one of each is because it doesn't matter where they are. If they're in the graveyard or if they're in play or in my hand, I can dig them out. Whereas the core Yubel, I need to start the entire combo. So what I'm looking for then is cards to bring at Yubel. And that's why one of the things I do is have my name as Yubel. I'll show you what that is for the ability of Yubel. I like using the belt because thematically you're playing as her, but also her ability really rocks this deck because it allows you each turn to, if you get a Terran Incarnate or an Ultimate Nightmare, you could exchange it for a Yubel card. So that means effectively you can have, I have 5 Yubels in my deck, which is 1/4 of my deck. And then once I get past the first Yubel stage, I can always dig for the other 2. As long as they don't get removed from play or banished, I can keep redoing the combo. So like if the card gets destroyed or something, I can cycle and bring another one. So I have like Ultimate Nightmare and a Terran Incarnate in play, for example. And so the reason why I do Yubel is to destroy everything in play, or to have like a really impossible to defeat creature. It could stop any creature in the game, minus a couple synchro or fusion summons that have like really arcane abilities. Alright, so next up is Pyrex the Elemental Lord. This card I do not gun for in the deck at all. This is meant to be my ace card if the battle wanes on. Because, like all the other Elemental Lords, you need to have 5 of one element to play it. For Pyrex, you actually need exactly 5 fire monsters. Not just you have at least 5, you need to have exactly 5. And that's what you see a little bit later why I have a little bit of utility to make sure I can get to 5 quickly, or if I get over 5 to go back down to 5. So basically, I only have one of this card in the deck because I don't need it in the beginning of the game, because I won't be able to play it because I won't have that many things in my grave. That's fire. But once I do, when you play Pyrex, it's a 2800 attack, which is pretty monstrous. And then when he comes into play, I can destroy any creature in play, and then whatever that creature's attack was that was destroyed, half that damage is dealt to me, and half is dealt to the opponent. So it's a way I can blow up a creature or bring out something really powerful late in the game. So I only have one. Next up, which is the last card of, I would say, my, I'll say the 3 or 4 of my core offense. You know, Yubel is, Ultimate Nightmare I can use offensively. Pyrex I can use offensively late in game. But Sacred Phoenix of Neftri, I'm probably butchering that name, I'll say Nef, is one of my 2 main offensive, Yubel and the Phoenix. because the Phoenix covers everything else that Yubel couldn't deal with. The Phoenix can destroy every spell and trap card on the field. So if you have any nuisance back row that's face down, or a really powerful face-up spell card like Golden Castle, you blow the shit up. And she's a 2400 attack, which is good, but it's not great. But what's good about her is she's also immortal. So every time she dies by being destroyed by a card effect, she can come back to life during my next standby phase. Which, if you forget, the standby is the very beginning of your phase before you draw, if I recall. Now I'll go into a sec how this combo works. So I definitely want to get her out, and I never get her out by tributing. I always do a special summon to get her out. Either by summoning from the Fireking Island, which I'll go into, or by destroying the card in my hand. Because if the card gets destroyed, it goes to my grave, and then it then goes into play during my next standby phase. Alright, next up is, let me see if we can do this right, Interplanetary Purple Thorny Dragon. Bam. This is actually one of my favorite cards from when I first started Yu-Gi-Oh! The very first set I got into was, fuck, I keep forgetting the name of it. The vampire one, Scarlet, Crimson. Let me back out, because that's going to drive me up the fucking ape shit. One sec. And for those who don't know, Dark Dimension is an amazing set. Not only because it's dark, Hail Shadow, but it's got so many cards useful for so many decks. It's amazing. I know that's the theme of a lot of these decks, but this one in particular, the decks I'm rocking, pretty fucking awesome. The box is called Empire of Scarlet. I knew it was something Scarlet. Empire of Scarlet. This was the first deck, box, and the box that got me into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. The fact that I was really into the anime Rosario Vampire at the time, and the fact that these vampires kind of have a hyper-real, cartoony look to them, and it kind of looked like similar art style to Rosario Vampire. And it's like, wow, you can be vampires, or you can be like futuristic bugs, because I was really into the Zerg. I was like, wow, it's got like two of my favorite themes. And you know, you got some bugs, and you got some vamps. So anyway, totally went off topic on that, but so this card was from that set. And what's cool about this dragon is it's 2200 attack. It's kind of similar to the Phoenix in that it's pretty good, but it's not going to like win you the game because it's not a 2 tribute summon or a fusion or anything. But what's good about this dragon is it's 2200 attack, so it can kill anything that's only a 0 tribute summon. But it could also come into play if one of my creatures was destroyed in battle, by battle, or just destroyed at all. Which means, for example, if this creature destroyed one of my Fire Kings in play, I can then special summon the dragon. Special summon. So then I can still normal summon. And that's part of how I do my Zerg Rush. If I clear the field, and then special summon the dragon, and then normal summon, let's say, the Fire King, notice the math. 18 plus 22, that's 4k. I can OTK somebody if I've already cleared the board with the Terra Incarnate. And that's why I add it. It's that's quick, get in there, and punch before someone can respond. Next up, I have Evil Swarm, and so I have a couple of those. Because it's pretty dependable, because I have a high chance of always destroying something beginning of the game. So. Same with the Phoenix, I had a couple because it's really dependable. Whereas anything late game you only need one of, because you'll mill through your deck by the time you need it anyway. This I want to make sure I get out, and this I only need one. Just so in case I haven't explained before why I'm doing certain ratios. Besides the fact that you want to keep your deck as always as small as possible unless there's a special exception. That way you increase the odds of you getting the cards you need when you need it. Evil Swarm Salamandra. This is in the deck for 2 reasons. One, so thematically I have a dinosaur that's dark and a dinosaur that's fire. Pyrex is my fire dinosaur, and Evil Swarm is my dark dinosaur. So like thematically, pretty cool. But what this is used for is actually to support the other dinosaur. This is 1850 attack. It's nothing spectacular, but can at least hold its own at the beginning of the game. But its power comes from 2 things. One, which the main reason why I have the card in the deck, is you can use it to reduce the number of creatures in your graveyard. So if I have too many fire monsters in my grave, like let's say I accidentally have 6 or 7, I can use the Salamandra to take me back down to 5 so I can summon Pyrex. So this is another card I only need 1 of because it's just useful late in the game to make sure I have the right ratio. But if I just have much shit in my graveyard, I can use the Salamandra also offensively. I'll say it's a her because the Salamander ends in an A. Twice per turn, I can give her 300 more attack until the end of the opponent's turn if I banish stuff from my graveyard. So then I can make her as powerful as like a phoenix or a dragon. And that's pretty good, especially for a rush. So it's all around good card. Now I get into the staples of the deck, other part of the engine. Half of my engine was the Yubel loop, and the other part is the destruction loop to get the card out, which the Phoenix plays into as well, and I'll go into that. So let me work a little bit backwards. Fireking Island. This is a field spell that allows me to do a couple different maneuvers. Technically 3. One of them is during my main phase, I can destroy a monster in my hand or that I control to get any Fireking monster out of my deck into my hand. So if I want to have more Fireking monsters so I can Zerg rush, I can destroy something to do that. Meaning I could destroy one of my Yubels to transform it to something else. Or I could destroy my Phoenix so I can get something out, which as you know doesn't matter because when the Phoenix comes back out, it'll then blow up every spell and trap card in play, which would potentially clear all of the opponent's crap out. This card can also be used to special summon the Phoenix. If I actually don't have any creatures in play at all, I could special summon the Phoenix. So it's not something I can always play beginning of the game, but it's something I can always play mid-game, and that's why I have 2. Because it's very dependable. And it's such a threat that if someone got rid of 1, I'd still have 1. The other thing Fireking Island does is, if Fireking Island is ever destroyed, it destroys all of my creatures in play. And you think, wow, that really sucks. That makes this card very volatile. But from how this deck works, not really. Because if this... I could purposefully even play another Fireking when I have a Fireking, which would destroy it, to destroy my Phoenix that's in play, which would then trigger me to then destroy all of the spell and trap cards that are also in play. So I could keep destroying everything. And it won't matter if I kill the Phoenix with the Fireking, because she'll come back to life. In addition, you can use it if I don't have any more Firekings that I can summon, because you can only use Fireking Island's ability if you can pull a Fireking monster from your deck. If I can't, I can just play it on itself to blow up cards, like transforming Yubel or, like I said, weaponizing the Phoenix. So the reason why you see here why I have 3 of 2 different types of Firekings is just so I can use Fireking Island, because these are Fireking monsters. The Fireking Kieran, though, I use for activating the island and for milling myself for Fireking. I'm sorry, for the Elemental Lord, because this allows me to not only pull a special summon a Fireking monster from my hand if she's destroyed, but I could then also take any monster from my deck and put it into the grave, which I'll gun for fire monsters to do that. The Fireking avatar, Yaksha, similar, can get special summon if a creature is destroyed as Fireking, but it could also, I can use it in addition to, like, the Fireking Island to destroy stuff. If Fireking is destroyed, I can destroy another creature. So if someone kills this in combat, I can then use it to weaponize to destroy the Phoenix or Yubel in my hand, to then either put the turn card into play, or to have the Phoenix come into play from my grave and destroy all spells and traps in play. So you see there's a lot of bouncing, but I also have the way to globally take out every creature, every spell, and every trap, which is pretty awesome. So that's the combo in a nutshell. I blow up everything in play. I can Zerg Rush with Fire Kings and Dragons, or I can do persistent threats with Ultimate Nightmare and the Phoenix, and late game I could come in with LD, the 2 dinosaurs. Alrighty, so let me show you how it works. And you see I have 20 cards, which is the minimum, so you maximize your ability to get out the cards that you need. And since this deck in particular is really dependent on that engine with Yubel and Fireking, you really want to make sure you get some of the cards you need beginning of the game. But as you saw, I do have some creatures I can play regardless. Like I can just put down a Fireking. I could just 1 tribute summon Dragon if I had to. So I still have early game options to buy time also. Which is also, like I've gone into, not necessarily a bad thing, because if I'm losing Fireking monsters, that means I'm feeding my grave with fire monsters, which I'll need later anyway. Okay. So I don't want to do any well, I mean, I could do that just to show you the power. Okay, no, we'll do it. We'll do it. I'm saying this deck's all the shit. All right, we'll do it. I typically just don't like doing anything that's trap heavy, for example, because I want to show you the combo. But since this deck, I can blow up everything, I should be able to combat this. So we'll do it. And since we have time, I'll probably do a couple games to show you this. It's one of my favorite ones. We'll see how it goes. And I love Yubel's personality and flavored chat too. Good shit.
I shall duel you. A duel without mercy, only pain.
You're about to learn why I'm an Obelisk Blue and you're not.
Duel. My turn.
Okay, I really wish I could have gone second, because honestly, with Duel Links, like other card games, like, in my opinion, going second's the advantageous position, but we'll see what happens. One, because I don't know if I've dealt with this type of duelist before. I normally choosy on what I do, so it's easier to farm. So, we'll see what happens. Alright, so I can already do this combo. I have choices, like, when I put up the Fireking Island, I can special summon the Phoenix, or I can go for Yubel. Since there's no traps out yet, I think I'll be cautious, because if this gets banished, let's say, then I'll lose my ability to get rid of traps, since this sounds like it's a trap deck. So I think I'll go Yubel first. Typically, though, in this situation, though, you could also maybe go Phoenix first, because you can only play the Phoenix if you don't have any creatures in play, and once I put out Yubel, I won't be able to play the Phoenix afterwards. And that's sort of the reasoning to doing the Phoenix first. So you know what? I think I'll do the Phoenix first, just for that reason. Just because that way it's out. So we'll do that.
From my hand, I activate a field spell.
This way you can see everything that Fireking Island can do also.
I
And because it's a special summon, I could also put down another creature, like set for a rush. Like for example, if this was turn 2 and he had nothing out, it would be 1 turn OTK, 2400 and 1800. But I don't want to prematurely put him down because this is another way I can blow up the Phoenix or Yubel, so I want to save it. So I see what's going on. Because it's not like I can rush and attack. Like this is turn 2, of course I do it. But turn 1, you know, it'll just be a sitting duck, potentially. Oh god, here comes Trap Hell.
I'm ending my turn.
Here I go. It's my turn.
Let's see what happens.
I draw.
Yeah, and what you're seeing here for my player mats, that's one of the new mats from the new series. And the card here, God, I forget her name now. Huh. She's from 5DS, one of the Dark Designers, which is pretty cool. So because the Phoenix can blow up everything in play, I think what I'm going to do is bring up my Terra Incarnate, which will kill this, but I'll be able to defend with Terra Incarnate, and then when the bird comes back out, she can blow up all this crap back here. That's what I'm going to do.
I activate a field spell.
So we'll get out Fireking, and since I already have the Yaksha, I will go for getting out a Kieran. So I'll destroy Yubel, get out a Kieran, that way I can start milling for Pyrex if I happen to get him sooner than later.
I activate my own effect. Yubel, Terror Incarnate.
Cool. So I could rush in with the Phoenix, but because there are cards that it could be a flip to activate some sort of ability, I don't want to trigger the flip card, so I'm going to sit back for that reason. Because I don't want to activate something that triggers.
Terror Incarnate's effect activates. I end my turn.
It's my turn. I draw.
So he can't attack me because I have ultimate defense.
I summon a monster in attack
And the next turn I'll
position.
get back the Phoenix and blow up everything that's in the back row.
I'm setting. I'm ending my turn.
As well as, what you'll see when the Phoenix comes back into play, she's going to also blow up the Fireking Island, which is also going to blow up all my creatures, so my Phoenix will go back to the grave, but for free, my Terra Incarnate will morph into the Ultimate Nightmare.
My monster's
Watch the
effect
crazy happen.
activates.
Everything goes boom.
I special summon a monster. My monster's effect activates.
You're worthless. Here's my face down card. My
Unless it's a counter trap.
activates.
I activate a field spell.
Oh, it changed the position or something. Yeah,
Terror Incarnate's effect
it's fine.
activates.
It still went to the grave, and I still got my more powerful version. It's all good.
When Yubel Terror Incarnate leaves this dimension, a stronger form descends. Yubel, the ultimate nightmare, is upon you. In my ultimate form, I cannot be destroyed in battle.
Okay, so I don't want to play Fireking Island yet, because when the Phoenix comes back to play next turn, it's going to blow it up again, and she'll just infinitely keep going back to the graveyard. Well, not infinitely, but like tuning blown turns doing that, when I've already killed the back row, because I want to save that ace in the hole. But, because I lost my ability to blow up all creatures every turn, I can now safely play shit and go into my Zerg strategy. So that is what we're going to do. But you know what? Let me think here. I may have game. If I do 1600 damage plus 18, that's 3400. I only have to do 600 more damage to win. I don't think I have a way to special summon both though. I can only special summon both if I destroyed one. If one of my Fire Kings gets destroyed, I can special summon a Fire King into play. Okay, so we'll just do as much damage as we can. Fine.
Watch. I summon a monster in attack position.
Okay. So Yubel, since its attack 0, can't ever do direct damage. It's when she battles another creature, it gets destroyed, and then you punish the other player with the attack, whatever the creature was. So I definitely want to attack with Yubel and then the Fireking. Like you always do the Yubel first.
Nightmare attacks. Prepare for an endless, restless sleep. The ultimate nightmare's effect activates.
How dare you!
Then swing in.
My monster attacks you directly.
And you can see how on my last turn, how I could win by my interplanetary purple thorny dragon. Because if I had that in my hand, when I destroyed all my creatures in play and morphed my Yubel, I could have also special summoned the dragon, and this would have been OTK, for example. And that's why I have 2. 600, so close. So if he has anything powerful, he could kill the Fire King, but he has nothing to tribute, so you have to special summon something. And since it sounds like he's playing a trap deck, I doubt it. Yeah, so he's defending himself. Which isn't going to work because,
a cruel, cruel joke.
Like I said, Yubel doesn't care if you're in offense or defense. I attack you, I destroy your creature, and then whatever that creature's attack is, you take that much damage. Period. Doesn't matter what position or face up, face down. Doesn't matter. So she's going to come back out, and we're going to blow up that nasty trap in the back, and have more friends to swing in with.
Special summon a monster.
Now this is a fun deck because, like I said, you got the shadow, the flame.
Here's my face down card. My trap activates.
You have Prey's dependable engine. You have an ace card. It's just a fun deck. It thematically matches your character you're playing with. It is the fun.
Let's battle. The end is calling.
So this is probably gonna be game right here. If this card has 600 attack. 2600 attack. Wow, that's dirty. But my deck's also dirty.
No, I don't wanna drop down in rank to Slifer Red.
Friendship is meaningless. Only pain and suffering have any meaning.
Cool. So looks like I still got time to do another game. So I'll show you since this is one of my faves. I don't have any other decks to show at this time. That's weird that there's so much blank space. Weird. There are a lot of chests in front. It's weird. There's so much blank. The distribution of that's pretty weird. Or you know what? I could show you that for fun. let me show you that for fun instead. You've seen the deck and how it works. I think I'll do that for fun instead, actually, while she's still here. Because this is actually the last day. You know what? We'll do that. We will do that. Yes, we will do battle with the unknown duelist. I'm going to up the volume so you can hear in case we're able to hear it well. Cool. So, what I'm doing with this deck with Seto Kaiba is it's actually just my vampire deck that I took out raw and put in Blue Eyes White Dragon. Because he's not spec'd for raw, so it's kind of a liability. And Blue Eyes is actually easier to play. And also, you'll see when you fight the Unknown Duelist, she has this special rule that she adds to the game that you can do tribute summons without paying for tribute. So all of my vampires can come out for free. So it gets pretty crazy. Now that's what I'm showing you. It gets fun. You get to see the vampire deck anyway. You get to see a really cool event character. So let's do it. Ooh, and it's level 40. Well, this could be a treat. Alright, so I'm not going to talk during this. I'm just going to play. Enjoy.
Defeat is your only option. You think I'll give in to fear? I fear nothing, especially not you.
What you are doing is dangerous. I can't warn you enough, Kaiba.
Duel! My turn. I set a monster. I end my turn.
My turn. I draw. I'll do this. I'll summon a monster. I'll set a card. It's the battle phase. Go. Attack.
Here I go. My turn. I draw. I activate my monster's effect. Come on out. Special summon. I activate my monster's effect. From my hand, I activate a field from my hand. I activate a continuous spell. Here it comes. I summon a monster. I activate my monster's effect. I activate a field spell.
I'm trying to think right now if I should go for the kill or not. I could play Vampire Lady and deal 4k damage and win the game. But if that's something that blows up my cards, I can potentially get hit really hard too. I think I'll go for the win. I could always gain life so that I can absorb damage with that Vampire's Domain. Good.
I activate a continuous spell.
No guts, no glory.
Here it comes. I summon a monster. You'll see how much stronger I am than you. Get him. With this, you lose.
Wow, I lucked out. No good trap in the back. Great.
I activate a continuous spell. It's over. With this, you lose.
And that's how you OTK. And then this example of the Zerg strategy, you can just rush in with enough damage and clear the board.
I tried to stop you from making a grave mistake.
Whatever powers you claim to have couldn't stop me.
Garbo, but this is the last day that I believe Unknown Duelist and maybe not Unknown Duelist, but definitely Dueling Dungeon, whatever the fuck it's called, is today. So, oh, I got a shit ton of money. It's good for the trader. I mean, she's just awesome. She's awesome. I love her voice. She's hot. I marry her. Good shit. Cool. Well, anyway, that's all I have to share with you all this evening. You got to see my last already constructed, tested deck, which is one of my best, the Yubel Fireking deck, which I call Shadow Flame, Fire and Dark. As well as to show you this cool new area, even though I keep butchering the name, the Dark Dimension 1. As well as show you again my Vampire deck and the cool, actually, what you get when you first come to this new area, the new alternative Seto Kaiba. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. The next stream, though, will not be till next Monday because Wednesday I'll be preparing either for travel or last-minute game testing for my beta build before I show at a big bad con in Walnut Creek, California this weekend. And because of that, I just won't be able to have another Twitch stream until the following Monday, which will be some of the new decks that I've been working on for YuGiOh Duel Links. So if you want to see some more crazy, some more awesome decks that are out there, definitely tune in then. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Again, this is Ismortah. Keep it real. I'll catch you next time.